Okay, so we have a story problem here. It says a baker has 327 chocolate chips and he uses 184 chocolate chips in his recipe. How many chocolate chips does he have left over? So key words here are leftover and uses. That tells me or gives me the hint that if I start with something and I use it, I'm going to have something less left over. So it's going to be a subtraction problem. Now we've talked about there are some different strategies we can use. I use the removal strategy a lot where you take the subtract end and you break it apart and you remove it from the minuend. I've talked about using the constant difference strategy. So whatever you add to this side of your problem, you also have to add to this side, so it shifts the whole problem on the number line. And one strategy that I haven't used a lot is called the differencing strategy, which is where you take and you start with your 184 and you work your way up to the 327. Now this is probably the best strategy for this problem, because if you use the removal strategy, you're going to get to a point where you are going to have to do some regrouping. So let's try using the differencing strategy to solve this problem. So if I'm starting with 184, I want to add something to 184 that's going to get me really pretty close to 327 without going over. I know if I add 2 to 184, that's going to get me to 384. So I'm just going to add 100 to 184, and that's going to get me to 284. Now I'm going to take 284, and I want to make that a friendly number, so I'm going to add 6 to it. Because if I add 6 to 4, that's going to make it 10, so it's going to make it 290. So now I'm going to take 290 and I'm going to add 10 to it because that's going to make me another friendly number, which is 300. And now I can easily take 300 and add 27 to it to get me to 327, which was where we wanted to get to. But now I have to take and add all of these numbers in blue together. So I know that if I take 10 plus 6 and add that together, it's 16. So I can do 27, I could do 27 plus 16. I know that 7 plus 6 is 13. I do have to do a little regrouping. 2 plus 1 is 3, so that's 43. And then I can add that 43 really easily to the 100 and get 143. So 327 minus 184 is 143.